Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Astros Baseball. About an hour ago, I thought we were going to be talking about another series loss, but what a game today. What a comeback. And here to talk about it, as always, Stadium Steffi.
Hi, friends. Excited to be here, man. Way more excited now that we got that win because, like you said, I think we were both a little worried. I told you earlier, I realized today my MLB notifications were back on right before the ninth inning and my first notification. I just saw that I had one and said, "Oh, well, game's over, bummer." And then I looked at it and it was the Jordan 2-run homer. And I said, "Never mind, we're back in this."
Wow. So game one was
Crazy.
Thursday, and then we were off Friday. Weird schedule. And then I think it
Weird,
was
weird
because of the
schedule.
weather. I think that's what it was. But, usually we talk about what we did, and so today I went to church, and then I
Nice.
came home and I cut the grass. I cut the backyard. It was getting a little, ratchety, if you wanna call it that. I was trying to think of a cool hip word to say bad, and then when I got done, I was just chilling out in the garage, and we got a freezer out there, like a little it's a
Ooh,
stand-up one with drawers that we got at Costco, and I have
nice.
different types of popsicles. I have, like, the ones with the red, white, and blue ones, and then I got the push pops, the orange sherbet. So I'm just chilling in the
Whoa.
garage with the push pop, and I'm like, "I'm gonna clean the garage." So I cleaned the garage. Very busy day, and then my wife made me this beautiful, I
Super
don't know
busy
what it
day.
was, but it's just a beautiful, like, salmon sandwich. I don't know how to describe it, but I had a
Oh,
great
that
day,
sounds
and it just
amazing.
got better with that comeback.
Oh, so much better. Yeah, what did I do today? Woke up and I cleaned house pretty much all day, played some video games, watched some friends stream. So it was quite the relaxing day. Also, why is it that I always have laundry and I put it in the basket and I'm like, I'll fold that later. And then I get another load of laundry and I'm like, I'll just throw it in the basket and I'll fold
Yeah.
that later. And I'm like, and then I finally fold it because your girl needs some clean
Yeah.
clothes. And it takes me like 20 minutes. And I'm like, had I just done each load of laundry when I pulled it out, it would have taken me 5 minutes. And now here I am taking 20 minutes. Why do I do it to myself
You
every
do
time?
laundry like a girl.
I do. It's a
My
problem.
wife will take it out and put it on the sofa and get to it later. I take mine's,
Same.
like, straight out of the dryer, folded, throw it on the bed, hang it up or put it up, whatever, and I'm done.
See, but
Done.
I don't know if I know a lot of men who even do
Really?
that. Yeah, I feel like most of my guy friends are just like, "Yeah, just leave it in the basket too." And then when I need it, I just pull it out.
Wow. I was watching a TV show and
Oh,
the
no.
person just washed their clothes. I think my friend in junior high used to do that. He washed his clothes, he just threw them in a big
Really?
pile on the floor. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
My mother would never stand
Mhm.
my mom would never stand for that. Our house was
No, no shot.
spotless. But anyway, you guys didn't
Oh,
tune
love
in
that.
to hear us talk about laundry, clean houses, and memories of my mother keeping everything clean.
Maybe they did. We don't know why they tuned
They
in, Rob.
tuned in. It's right there underneath us. The Astros versus the Twins. We already gave you the spoiler that we won the series, but thanks for tuning in once again, folks. We do appreciate that. Thursday, Hunter Brown got the start. The Twins scored 2 runs on a ground out and a line drive. Astros down 2-0. And then in the top of the second, back to back jacks, Christian Walker, Jeremy Pena, and we tie it up.
What a game on Thursday. Just crazy. You look at some of the struggles that we had last week where it felt like we were getting guys on base, we were hitting the ball, but it felt like it was right to a guy every single time. And so to finally see some of those situations turn around to get the hits when they mattered, get guys in, huge. And also home runs. We love a
Who
home run
doesn't?
any day of the week. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love a home run?
And Christian Walker gets that home run. And I
Oh
spoke to you
man.
about this earlier, but we signed Christian Walker, but we're just now getting the Christian Walker that we signed. I mean, it's just different watching him. He looks more confident, and as a fan watching the game, you are more confident when he's up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, my mom and I were having this discussion like 5 minutes ago. I think with all of our new guys, obviously Rogers, Paredes, and Christian Walker, you're finally seeing that sense of calm with all of them in this series, and I think that that's gonna be a huge turnaround to show what they can actually do because these guys are good baseball players. We wouldn't have them on the team if
Yep.
they weren't, because I don't think Dana is in the business of trying to have bad baseball players on our team. And so, like you said, we are finally getting the Christian Walker that we signed. And we're finally getting to see him in his element, a little bit more calm, cool, collected when he goes up to bat. And it was, I feel like it's almost like a weight off his shoulders a little bit too to finally start getting a little bit of that success at the plate too.
We got our first comment. Coach Wilson, Steph. Coach Wilson.
What up, friend? Welcome in to the
Yeah,
Astros Baseball Podcast.
th-
Also, you
thanks
are
for
now
tuning in.
entered to win a
You
shirt
are.
from Ram
That's right.
Shirts. Anyone who comments.
Anyone who comments, you are entered.
Nice things though. If you comment something mean, we might not let
No,
you get in
no,
on the
but I'll
thing,
drag
but
you.
he will drag you. He'll do
All
it. He'll do
all right.
it.
So speaking of the new guys, top of the fourth, Brendan Rodgers drove in 2 runs. He brought in Walker and Caratini. We're up 4-2, and then Rodgers added again with an RBI double. Brought in Caratini once again after going down 2-0 in the first inning. The Astros win 5-2. Hunter Brown 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, which all happened in the first inning. 0, zip, 0, nada, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Great job by Hunter Brown.
Oh man, Hunter was just impeccable. He was awesome. Obviously, rough first inning, but I think one of the things you've started to see with him over the past year or so is really him when he has that bad moment, he just internalizes it, moves on to the next inning, and you see him kind of brush it off. He definitely did that in this first game and made a real statement to keep it to where it was a winnable game, and the team did just
Yeah,
that.
Brian King, nothing. Gave up nothing. I think he hasn't given up anything all season, but I'd have to look at the hits, but I know he hasn't given up a run yet. Bray had 2 strikeouts, and Hayter had a strikeout and picked up save number 3. In our very first episode, not of our lives, but of the season, he got 2 saves and he had like a 5.4 ERA. I remember making that comment, and his ERA is like
Yeah,
115 or something now. He's driven it down.
crazy,
Uh,
just crazy.
Christian Walker, we spoke about him already. 2 for 3, RBI, scored twice. Caratini went 2 for 4, he scored twice. Brendan Rodgers, player of the game, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. 7 of the 9 Astros got hits. What a game. 2 for 4, runners in scoring position, and they left 5 on base.
We love it.
All right, I got a bit of a runny nose. Took a little pause there.
You and me both, man. You and me
And
both. It is allergen season, y'all. Pollen. Take your meds, man. Take your allergy meds because it is brutal out there. That pollen had my car like yellow. It was a black car 2 days
wow.
ago, and now it's just a yellow car at this point. So
Wow.
brutal.
All right, so Saturday, Arrighetti got to start, and he didn't do very well. Top of the first, Altuve, a leadoff home run. What a way to start a game after winning game 1, 5-2. Game 1 was awesome. Hunter Brown was awesome. We got the offense at the right time. I loved game 1, and I loved how game 2 started. But in the bottom of the fourth, the wheels fell off. I'm not going to go over all of it, but the Twins scored 6 runs, and that was the final score. So I said this was weird. I said on TikTok, I said this game was weird. The Astros got a leadoff home run and they never scored again. And some guy was like, "That's not weird. They just can't bring people in."
It was just brutal. I mean, you can't leave guys on base like that. Leaving 11 in that second
Oh yeah,
game on base is just absurd. And you were kind of worried that that was going to happen in today's game again. I know there were moments where we probably could have capitalized a lot more than we did. But God, man, leaving guys on base, that's not how you win a ball game. That's not how you get a series sweep. And obviously it definitely
oh
cost
yeah.
them.
Let me see. Arrighetti, 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 runs, and 3 strikeouts. Gave up a home run. He's now 1-1. He pitched great in the first outing, so it's okay. Scott, a third of an inning. This is pretty odd for Taylor Scott to only go with third of an inning, give up 2 hits and a run. But Ryan Gusto, again, I think I gave this guy some hardware last time. 3 innings and only 1 hit, a walk and 4 strikeouts. His ERA is 1.29. I believe, honestly, if a couple of guys wouldn't have got hurt, that he probably wouldn't have been on the team because he's the last guy that they added to the roster because he's a starter. He was going to go
Yeah.
to AAA, but wow, what a what's that guy's name? Brad Peacock. What a Brad Peacockish kind of guy.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I think when you have guys like that in the pen, they are such an incredible weapon. And he is obviously showing that with, his outings since the beginning of this season. I mean, he is that guy that you can turn to for a few innings and you're going to feel good about it. So having him there as kind of that secret weapon in the bullpen to eat up some innings when a guy has a rough start, that's
Yeah,
huge. And he did his job. He obviously crushed it. I mean, man, 4 strikeouts, I mean,
it's
incredible.
nice to
No runs, we
it's
love it.
nice to have him on the team for when someone does what Arrighetti did. Couldn't even get out of the 4th inning. And this guy comes in and takes him all the way to the 7th. Okert had 3 strikeouts in his inning. Jose Altuve went 3 for 5 in this game with an RBI. He had that leadoff homer. And Jeremy Pena went 2 for 4. And everyone on the team had a hit except Yiner Diaz and Cam Smith. Are you worried about Cam Smith? Because we both said he should have started in the minor leagues. And I haven't changed my mind yet.
I'm not worried about him so much. I'm hoping that it's a similar situation to Alex Bregman when Bregman came up, because obviously he came up very quickly through the minor league system. Obviously, I think he spent obviously more time than Cam did in the minor leagues, but you know, I think once he starts to get that confidence, once he gets a couple of hits, once he gets that first home run, I think all of those little tiny things will help. And I think as long as the team doesn't lose faith in him, that he's going to be all right. But I think it could just be you're trying to get that monkey off your back and get that next hit. And you almost try a little bit too hard because he's obviously striking out at a pretty high rate right now. And some of that may just be because he's trying to get there and he's almost overstressing himself to do
Yeah,
it.
he's pretty.
He wants to be that guy.
I think he's good in the outfield, though. I mean, that's a new
Oh,
position for him,
absolutely.
and he does very well. But when Yiner Diaz came up to bat in today's game, late in the game, I didn't even know the dude was hitting 0.83. But I'm not worried about him. Last year, I think he was in top 5 batting average in the whole of baseball, or maybe at least the American League. So sometimes you just get in slumps, and somebody like Yiner Diaz, he's not going to receive any slander for the way he's starting.
Not at all.
All right, Robert
We have
Sanchez
another
says
caller.
baseball. You are entered to win a shirt, Robert Sanchez, and maybe we can make you a, a custom shirt that says tweet tweet. This is a good friend of mine, Robert Sanchez, and we do that
That's
song all the
awesome.
time. The tweet woo. We do that all the time. So if you're still here, Robbie,
Rockin'
yeah.
Robin, I
So
love
there's
it.
like a lot of people named Robert at my job, and we all call each other Robbie.
That is so
Isn't that
funny.
funny? Yeah.
That's
So that's a good
amazing.
friend of
I love
mine.
it.
Thanks for he did it. Look, here we go.
I saw that. I was like, I
Tweet,
saw the
tweet.
tweet tweet.
All
I
right. Look at
love
this.
it.
Just piling on, Robbie.
That's
He
awesome.
loves this guy. You
We
gotta
love
love
it.
Stadium Steffi also. She's pretty awesome.
I'm pretty cool
Usually in the
most
comment
days.
section, Stadium Steffi's getting all the love, but today, oh yeah,
We love Rob getting the love, so we're here for this
Rob
energy
is
right
getting
now,
some love.
Robbie, we love it.
All right, so 1 for 10. You spoke about it earlier. 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, 11 men left on base.
God,
We
brutal.
only gave up runs in 1 inning. Like, if they coulda
Yeah.
just contained that a little bit, because I think if you go in the
Mhm.
4th inning and your pitching staff blows up and gives up 6 runs, I think it's kinda hard to get motivated to go out there, but I don't know. I'm probably wrong because it didn't hurt them today. They were down 7-1. Yeah, so
Yeah,
what am I
it's
saying? I need to
crazy.
just be quiet. All right, Ronel Blanco pitched today's game, and he didn't do well either. the same thing happened.
Just a really, really rough outing for Ronell. He has moments of brilliance, and then he has moments where it's kinda hit or miss. It just depends on the day, on it's where you kind of feel like that's how we felt about Fromber, at times where it's like, are we getting good Fromber or bad Fromber? You kinda wonder the same with Ronell, and maybe it's a little bit of that sophomore slump of, this being his second year and feeling a little more pressure, and, all those little things, they definitely can go into that mentality piece of the game. So you do wonder kind of what's going on in his head, and you just hope that he takes it all in, moves on to the next one, and is better for the next start that he's got, because we know he's going to get the ball again in 5 days.
Yeah. So Jordan had a sac fly and brought in Altuve, and we were actually in the lead. But then the bottom of the first, they scored 3 runs. Correa drove in a run in the second. Buxton drove in a run, and then they had 2-run double. And after 4 innings, it was 7-1. And I think that's when I started watching it. And I was like, "Oh no, not again!" Because I told you I was cleaning the garage, and this is what I woke up to, 7-1, and then it got pretty good. Altuve reached on a throwing error. DeCenzo scored 7-2. Paredes, who was on fire today, RBI single, brought in Jake, who was also on fire today, 7-3. And Pena had a sac fly, brought in Altuve, 7-4. We go to the 6th inning. Is there enough time? Paredes again drove in Rogers. It's 7-4. And then no scoring till the 9th inning. Can we do something in the 9th inning? And then what happens? You're alert. Jordan
My alert.
Alvarez in like the 4th row in the 2nd level, a 2-run homer, brought in Paredes. We're tied up. It was amazing.
Absolute monster shot by Jordan, and you love to see that. I know felt like he was getting off to a little bit of a slow start, and that first homestand was a little tough. So getting to see him looking like the Jordan we know and love, amazing. Please give me more
Yeah.
of that any day of the week, you know? And I think there were huge moments during, the first homestand where Jordan was up and you're like, "Oh man, Jordan, like heck yeah." And then
Yeah.
he struck out, or, just didn't get the hit, or hit it all the way to the wall, but obviously it was one that they could catch.
Yeah.
And so seeing him fall into his swing again is so nice. And oh man, he's a difference maker anytime he comes up to bat, and you feel it, and I think other teams feel it. So getting to see him be that guy today was, oh, chef's
Yeah.
kiss. That was a double chef's kiss. That's how much I loved it.
Sometimes all it takes when you're slumping is just to have that one big moment, that big hit, and then you
Exactly.
get your self-confidence back. You feel better about yourself. But let me tell you this,
Hmm.
in the 4th inning, I think I was on ESPN, and they have, like, chances to win
Oh
graph.
yeah, so fun.
In
We
the
love it.
4th inning, after the 4th inning, the Twins had a 97.4 chance of winning the game. 97. We were in a situation where we had a 97.4% chance of losing, and we won. Love those Astros.
Oh, you'll love it when they are those Astros, though.
Yes.
We love it when it's on that end and not the opposite, where we think we're gonna win and then just do something to
Yeah, that
fudge it
would
up,
suck. 97% chance of winning, and then you lose.
Oh man, brutal. But yeah, man, what a game today. I think as fans, we needed that. I think the team needed that. I think just all around, it was a very Astros win. I know everyone was on the internet joking about how they did their best U of H impression, because shout out
Yeah,
Cougs.
yeah. That was an
But
awesome game,
man,
by the way.
incredible comeback win on both accounts, Cougs and Astros. So City of Houston had some great sports the past couple days, if we don't talk about the Astros game from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a solid day.
All right, so you go to the 10th, and Brendan Rodgers started on second. Chaz with a beautiful sack bunt gets him to third. And it's my pet peeve all the time. The Astros struggle in the extra innings, and sometimes they can't get that guy off a second. But a great bunt by Chaz. And then Jake, who I said had a great game. I think he walked 3 times, and I'll get to that in a little while. He walked, and then he stole second to keep them from being able to get a double play on him. And then Altuve drove in Rogers. It was 8-7. So we got that guy in. And then Altuve stole second, and Jake took off from third and scored. No, I'm not gonna lie, when he slid in, I was like, "Oh, he got him." They called him safe, and they reviewed it. I told my wife, "He's out. They got him," and they called it safe. And when they slowed it down, I was like, "Oh, maybe he is in there." And I think it was bang bang. It was, like, so close, they had to go with whatever the umpire called.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that one, it's one of those where you just can't overturn it. It's if it's too close, you leave it as is, call
Yeah.
it game.
Alright, now let's this right here, I haven't had the stat of the day yet, but this is the bonehead play of the day. Jose Altuve is on second after stealing second. Isaac Paredes up to bat. He has 4 hits already. You got a guy up to bat with 4 hits, and you try to steal third and get thrown out. And not only was a guy up to bat with 4 hits, but Jordan, who just had a big 2-run homer, was on deck. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if anything would have came out of it. I mean, Paredes did strike out, but I don't like to see that kind of stuff. So, but it ended up not hurting us because Hader was on fire.
Yeah. Hader was actually lights out today. It was incredible. And he's been lights out the past couple outings, which is you love to see it. That's what you want from your closer is the guy who can just shut the door and make sure it stays shut. So it was awesome to see. But yeah, Altuve, for some reason, he just makes the weirdest base running blunders all the time. For a guy who has such good baseball knowledge and is such one of the greats, he just makes the craziest blunders where you're like, Jose, what were you thinking, man?
Yeah.
And you almost kind of wonder, like, is he, because it feels like recently, like in the past few years, is when he's been caught stealing so many more times than he did, obviously, in his prime. You wonder, is he just a little bit slower now? Is he not getting a good read? What's happening that's
Yeah.
causing it? But, again, like you said, ended up not having to bite us in the butt, which was a good thing. But obviously, you don't want to give away outs that way, which is the frustrating part of it. Because,
Yeah.
again, you never know, could we have gotten another run in just to feel a little more
Yeah.
secure, which again didn't bite us in the butt. So no harm, no foul at this
Yeah.
point, but
I think the
still,
worst thing about
you
it
don't
is,
like you don't
like,
love to see it.
have a sense of what's going on, Altuve. You're in the middle of this
Yeah.
awesome comeback, and you got a dude at the plate that
Hmm.
already has 4 hits, and Jordan's waiting. If you wouldn't have done that, even if Paredes would have
Exactly.
struck out, we would have had another chance with Jordan. But whatever, it's what happened, and that's it. So Hader comes in 1, 2, 3 inning. The guy on second doesn't even move, and Hader also pitched the 9th inning for those who didn't watch the game. Great job by Hader. Ronel Blanco, even worse outing than Arrighetti. 1 2/3 inning, didn't even get out of the second inning. 5 hits and 4 runs. And then Contreras came in and pitched 2 innings and a third, and he gave up 3 runs. Rafael Montero, Coach Rose-esque Montero, 2 scoreless innings and 3 strikeouts. King, no runs. He hasn't given up any runs all year. Abreu, no runs, but he did have a hit and a walk. Abreu did scare me a little bit. And then Hader, 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. Save. Oh, and he picked up the win. So
Also got the win.
that's pretty awesome. Paredes, 4 for 6. I believe he had 4 hits going into this game. What a turnaround.
He did. Crazy. Crazy. But
Yeah.
you love it.
Altuve, 2 for 6, 2 RBIs. And Jordan, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Rogers, 2 for 5. He scored twice. And Jake Myers, 1 for 2. How awesome is that? He scored twice. Do you know how many times he walked? 3 times. 3 times. Oh, we got a comment here. This is funny because I didn't realize he playing so bad. Let's look at this. What does that say? Will
Oh,
Stradamus 2.0? Oh, that's the
Wilstradamus.
Cubs
This is our
fan.
Cubs
Yeah.
friend. This is our Cubs
Yeah.
friend.
He sucks. Wow. I love Ryan Pressly, but he's doing bad. He
Oh,
doesn't suck. He's sucking right now, but a bag of Doritos
yeah,
and a 6-pack of Shiner Blonde. Ooh, it
that's
is.
tempting.
But I'm gonna say no. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep the Doritos and the Shiner. Sorry, you can keep it.
Hey, and eventually he'll turn it around and he'll be fine. Think about how much people were complaining about Christian Walker last homestand. beginning of the year, plenty of baseball to be played, and people are going to turn it around. And I believe Presley is one of those guys,
Yeah.
man. He's just too good
So
not
these
to.
people that do that, right? They're like, "Oh, Christian Walker, it's an 5 pound of crawfish. Oof. Oh, that's our guy. Yeah, keep him. You get 5
That's
pounds of
our guy. This
crawfish.
is
Who dat?
Clarence.
Who dat's always here. He's
That is who dat Clarence.
I don't even know where I'm at. We got a lot of comments, folks.
Oh,
We love it.
I know. So
We
many
do love it.
comments today. We love it.
So anyway, the Astros won a game today. Okay, this is a stat of the day, okay? This is because this is amazing to me. If you look at what I'm
Please,
seeing,
please.
because I write everything down. In a game where your starting pitcher couldn't make it out of the second inning, gave up 4 runs in an inning and 2/3. You went 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position, and you left 9 on base, and you won the game. Are you kidding me?
Insane.
Are you kidding me?
What a crazy day.
You were down
What
7
a
to 1
crazy
with a
day.
97.5% chance of winning or losing, and you won the game.
Losing.
This is the best win of the year.
Oh, by
Yeah.
far.
So
By
we had the win of the
far.
year so far. Which is not
Yeah. I feel like too, wins like this just put a little bit more of that wind in your sails, you know? So I'm here for it.
all right, folks. So now it is time for 2 things. It is time to take a break. And it is also time to give you our Ram Shirts players of the series. We got a lot of guys commenting on here that have a chance to win a shirt, but we'll get back to you right after these messages. You're listening to Astros Baseball. All right, folks, we're back. Trying to make you laugh again. All right, we're back. We're going to do the Ram Shirts player of the series. And Steffi, you think you can tell them how to win a shirt?
You can win a shirt, first of all, by commenting on our live while you're here. So those of y'all who are commenting, chatting with us, hanging out, you are entered to win a Ram shirt. So we will be doing a raffle at the end of the month. I had to think. Brain no work good on Sunday. Or you can also email in to astrosbaseballpodcast@gmail.com. Give us your players of the series as well. And you can also be entered to win. Or just say hi and tell us how much you love us. We're okay with that too.
All right, I'm trying to put it on the thing, but I guess it ain't working. Anyway,
RIP.
whatever. We are 7-5, and that's blowing 4-run leads back to back Sundays. Look. Oh, this guy's talking about the Cubs. All right, I'm already lost, dude. I can't be reading about the Cubs. Steffi, you can read it. But anyway, it's time for the Ram Shirts players of the series. We will start with position player. Do you want me to start? All right,
Go
I'll
ahead.
start. I never thought I would say this, but I got Brendan Rodgers as my Ram Shirts position player of the series. The first 2 was Jose Altuve,
Yeah.
and now it's Brendan Rodgers. He went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 1 for 3 with a walk, and then today 2 for 5, and he scored twice. 6 for 12, 3 RBIs, a walk, and he scored twice. Brendan Rodgers, my Ram Shirts player of the series, position wise.
I love it. I went with Isaac Paredes.
Mm.
I think just getting to see him really come through in big situations today, I thought that that was incredible to see from him. Seeing him get some RBIs, seeing him get 4 hits in a game was just absolutely absurd. Obviously, got some hits yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, maybe. But just seeing him take off, I think, is a huge piece. Obviously, when you lose a guy like Bregman, you kind of wonder, like, who are you getting that's coming up now? And can he take that spot? And you just see Isak really, again, the same way with Rogers, the same way with Walker, finally kind of taking a breath and feeling like he's easing into being on this team. So getting to see big things from him today was huge. And that's why I picked him.
Yeah. Usually the Astros have to replace one guy. And this year they have a lot of new guys, and we're not
Yeah.
used to this. So if we're not used to it, they're probably not used to it. So
Mhm.
Let's get going here. All right, the Twins only had one win going into this series, so it's not like we beat a really good team, but I'm okay with it. A win's a win, and a series win is a series win. Who do you have as pitcher? This one was tough for me, but I went with Hunter Brown. 6 innings, 2 runs allowed, all in the first inning, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. I got Hunter Brown.
I too went with Hunter Brown because at this
All
point, how do
right.
you not give it to Hunter Brown? Again, I think too, just the way you see him be so level and not let those 2 runs get to him, take a breath, move on to the next inning, and then shut him down. And I think they talk about it all the time. He's an ace in waiting, and you just continue to see that type of energy from him. And obviously, we're going to probably be losing Fromber sooner rather than later. So to be able to have that next guy waiting in the wings feels really good, and it makes you feel really confident about your chances.
Oh, yeah. So you said, what did you say? Who else could it be? Or
Ooh, I did talk about Hater. We
no, but
did
you
talk
said
about
it's
Hater,
Hunter,
but
but who else could it be? And that's what I was saying. It could be Hader,
oh, that's
who,
fair. That is valid.
who was my Coach Rose winner. This dude had a 4.50
Very
ERA
solid.
after the first series, and now his ERA is under 2. He had 2 appearances, 3 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, no walks, no guys even got on base. He kept the ghost runner on today without moving. He pitched 2 innings today. He picked up a win and he picked up a save all in one series. I almost gave him pitcher of the series, and if I would have flip flopped him, I couldn't have put Hunter Brown as the Rose though.
Yeah, because I think you expect that out of Hunter, but with all of the kind of frustrations that people had with Hater last season where he blew a few saves and things of that nature, you do kind of wonder, okay, is he going to come in here and is he going to be that shutdown guy? And so getting to see him do that was awesome. I actually, because there's no rules, I actually picked the rest of the new guys. Rogers and
Ooh.
Walker are my Coach Roses. Again, I think just seeing their comfort at the plate, seeing them finally get some hits, get some runs in, and really start to gel with this team. It's what you hope as a fan happens when you have new guys on the team because you team chemistry, in my opinion, is truly one of the biggest catalysts of what makes good teams great. We've seen so many teams that have won World Series that probably shouldn't have because they just had that it it factor, that it thing.
Yeah.
And if we can get these new guys, because again, like you said, we're not used to having this many new faces on a roster. We have Cam Smith, we have Rogers, we have Walker, we have Paredes. That's almost half the starting lineup. And so having so many new guys, you do kind of wonder, is the chemistry going to be there? And now you're starting to see it. You're starting to feel it a little bit more. And I think that that's obviously very good signs and definitely was instrumental in making sure that we got a series win. So I'm giving it to all the new guys because there's no rules.
There is no rules. The rules
There's
you
no
pick who you
rules.
want. I've given the pitcher of the series to the bullpen before.
That's valid.
So I was thinking while you're talking, not that I wasn't listening.
How
It
dare
was
you?
mostly
How
like
dare you
it
think?
was right after I finished talking because I was thinking if I would have gave Hader the pitcher of the series, who would I given the rose to? And I don't
True.
know. I would have to look it up. And I'd
Yeah.
say maybe Brendan Rodgers, but he got position player.
Yeah.
Maybe I would give it to King. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done, but
Yeah. Yeah, you just saw a lot of really great moments from a lot of individual guys in this series, and it was refreshing after a series sweep. So we love to see it.
all right. So now we'll take a look at the standings. The Texas Rangers are 8-2. They've won 5 straight games. The LA Angels of Anaheim are 5-3. Shocker. And the Astros are 4-5. They're 3.5 games back. And after starting as bad as they've started, I mean, we've went 9 games before Jordan has done anything. Christian Walker and Paredes really hasn't done much. And it's okay. We're 3.5 games back, and it seems like everybody's gelling. The A's are 4-6, and Seattle's 3-6. So Texas has a huge lead on everybody, but everybody comes down to earth. It could be who they're playing. I don't know, but it is what it is, and I still have confidence in our team. Up next, the Mariners in Seattle. This is the battle in Seattle. That's what they always call it.
We love the battle in Seattle. Don't always love the game times, but we love the battle itself. And like you said, too, with the standings, we are so early into the season. We've seen many times where the Astros are in the middle of May and we're in the middle or second and then end up winning the division. So super early in the
Yeah,
season. Standings right now, they mean something always, but
yeah,
they don't mean as much as they do at the end of the season.
yeah,
So definitely taking the standings with a grain of salt and hoping that we can get up at that top spot soon.
yeah. I agree. So you said about the game times. Monday is at 8:40. So if you stay up late, see that's tough for me. I'm on night shift, so I don't get to watch it.
Ooh,
But it has Wesneski 0-1 with a 5.40 against Gilbert, who is 0-1 with a 3.00 ERA. And I think that name is familiar to me. I think that's a really good pitcher, so that's going to be
yeah,
tough. And then they have two guys named Castillo going back to back. I don't know which one's the good
interesting.
one, but one has a 3.0 ERA and the other one has a 9 ERA. And so Tuesday's game is at 8:40, Wednesday's at 3:10. And for us, it's to be determined. But I have that it's if you go in order, it's Framber and then Hunter again.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it would be any different. I would think it would be Fromber and then Hunter, but
Yeah.
guess we'll find out. But yeah, 2 Luis Castillos back to back is something. That's amazing. Luis F and Luis M. So
Oh, or
that's
is it
amazing.
M and F? Nah, I'm
It
just
is
kidding.
M. It's actually it is M and F. It's M is before F. Yeah, he goes on Tuesday.
Wow, as it always is, as it always is.
We love it.
All right, do you have any final thoughts? That's where we're at. I don't really have any, but I can probably think of one while you talk. If you have
No,
one. I don't really have
honestly,
one.
I don't know. I think just a exciting couple days for Houston sports. Again,
Yeah.
way to go, Cougs. Whose house? Cougs house. I'm not even
The
like a
finals are
Cougar
tomorrow.
alum. Yeah, finals tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can finally cut down those nets. Would be so exciting
That'd
to
be
see that just
crazy.
for the city of Houston. We would love it. But then also too, hopefully we can see some really good stuff from the Astros against the Mariners this week. Astros are back next Friday. So ready for another Friday night fireworks because,
There you
yeah,
go.
no, I love me some fireworks. So, yeah, those are, I think, my final thoughts. Just ready for an exciting week of Houston
Yeah.
sports.
If you guys have never been to a game on Friday, the fireworks are really awesome.
So good. They always have the best themes
Yeah.
every time.
So I think at church today there he made an announcement that something was going to be happening on May 4th and I was like Star Wars Day. And then I looked I'm a nerd. I love Star Wars.
No,
May
I
the
love,
4th
but I
may
love
the
that you're at
4th be
church
with
and
you.
that's what you thought about.
Yeah. It gets
I
better.
love
So
it.
they give a little
Oh,
handout
that's
every day,
funny.
right? With some news and place where you can take notes. And
Yeah.
it said, "May the 4th be with you." That's what it said.
I love that.
So if
Your
the
church is
pastor's
fun.
doing it, then
I like
he's a
it.
nerd also. So
We
gotta
love
love
it.
that. Now I
Heck
completely
yeah.
forgot my stuff. But anyway, my final thought is thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying listening to this as much as we are doing it. Patrick,
What's up,
John
Patrick?
Tatum,
Welcome in. What's up, friend?
we're going to close the show with you up here because it was a big dub today, and
Huge dub.
it does deserve 4 fires. Is that enough fires?
Absolutely.
It is, right?
Probably need more fires than that. Give me all the fire.
All right. All right, folks. For Stadium Steffi, I am your host, Rob Fontenot. She's the host too. I don't know how to say it. We're both co-hosts. We're partners.
Co-hosts.
And anyway, hope you
Besties.
enjoyed it. We're getting to be besties, that's for sure.
We
All
are.
right.
It's
All
great.
right. So guys, thanks for tuning in and we will see you on Wednesday or Thursday. We're not sure for the Seattle Mariners recap. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye.